Hey guys, today I'm going to make a video recap of AJ Trader 7's notes on Twitter. His website's awesomecallstrading.com. That's where I get the notes. I'm going to go over today Beyond BYND, Carvana CVNA, MRNA, Moderna, and BNTX. I just felt like they played out good today out of a lot of his plays that I had charted, so I'm going to go over those. So I only played MRNA for the morning bell. It played out good. I got filled on 7 out of 10, and then the other 3 I actually lost some, but overall I ended up getting almost $1,000, so I'll take that. And then I actually entered it again and broke even and was down $3,000 on it, and luckily broke even and just tracked AO. But I'll go into that. I kind of just wrote down the details of what happened in that trade. But for his 3 other plays that worked out well, I'm going to go over them one by one before I go over my day trade. Beyond, it says earnings miss, stock gapping down 4 points, do not long unless pop at the open till 117. Then look for quick 2 to 3 point push to the upside, then watch for topping and all day fader. If this snaps at the open 116, look for a 2 to 4 point flush down, then watch for bottom curl bounce on it. So Beyond, I mean, you can see right here, calls were in play right here. I drew my line right at 117.50. Right here, that was when you would enter calls, and then this first price target for AJ was at 119.50. The max showed 120, and obviously you can see right here it topped out at 124. So I mean, you know, at 117 all the way to 124, I mean 7 points, like 3,500 profit at least if your delta's up 0.5. So that's a good potential profit. I mean, he called 120 to 117, 3 points, would have got 1,500 just from his play. But had you held it, you could have really capped out, and it would have only taken a few more minutes. So that was a good play from him. Carvana, that one was puts. So I have it down here in market open. This is pre-market in gray, black's market open. So it says stock gapping down 29 points, do not long unless pop at the open to 372. Then look for nice quick 7 to 11 point short squeeze push or more to the upside. Then watch for topping. If this snaps 362, look for nice 10 to 12 points or more, pull down gap fill, sell off, then watch for bottom curl and more upside. So right here, as you can see, not only does he save you from, not only can you make money, but he'll save you from losing money. So if you would have entered calls right here, it never broke his line. I mean, look how close that is. It's crazy. So right here, you would have ended up entering puts after you saw this at 8:41 Central Time. You know, you would have entered on this confirmation, you know, on some 360 puts. But right here, it played out perfect, you know, breaks 362, first price target around 351 to 350. So that played out perfect, just like he said in his notes. And then if you really held this thing, it fell all the way to 340. Like, you could have captured another 10 points, another 5,000 of potential profit. But I don't hold stuff that long. But this play would have been good, you know, from 8:41 to 8:51 for 10 minutes straight. Like, you could pull the trigger at any time and make money. It just depends how long do you want to hold it, how much do you want to capture in gains. But I never risk it. I just kind of get in and out. So that one played out perfect. And then BNTX, another day of fun, gapping down 7 points. Do not buy unless pop at the open to 399. Then look for nice 5 to 7 point push to the upside. Then watch for topping. If this snaps 393 at the open, look for quick 5 to 7 point flush at the open. Then watch for solid bounce for decent points. So that one also was a play for puts. You could see it market open right here, you know, right at open. It just rode that line. You know, probably burned a lot of people, you know, because it was right on AJ's line. It did almost go up at 8:32, 2 minutes in. It spiked, probably shorts covering or something. to almost 403, his first price target. But I mean, you had to have been in and out. You had to have bought it early and sold in that last minute. Like, I even would have never entered that trade. So all of this was just playing with fire, more fire, and then finally at 841 you would have been looking out for the puts. You know, this green candle, scary to enter on at 843, but at 844 probably would have been your safest bet 14 minutes into market open to enter that trade. And at that point you would have been in 395 or 390 puts, whatever you want to pick. But look, it hit his, you know, first price target quick, and then second price target at 386. But I mean, it fell all the way to 3. Okay, that's market close. Okay, yeah, it fell all the way to 368, and his price target was 386. So I mean, from 393 to 386 was already 7 points. You could have captured 3,500 profit already, and then 368 from his actual max price target minus 386 is another 18 points. That's like another 9,000 potential profit. So, you know, had you bought 10 and you sold it quick and captured a lot of gains, you could have held one and really rode this thing all the way down. You know, all the way till 909, which is only 39 minutes in. So you wouldn't have even had to hold it for an hour. Or if you have a huge account, you could have rode all 10 and made a killing. So that's how those three went. I just wanted to do a quick recap on that since they played out so well today. And the one play that I did today was MRNA. So it says another day of fun, gapping down 7 points. Do not long unless pop at the open to 414. Then look for quick 5 to 8 point move to the upside. Then watch for topping. If this snaps 4 or 5 at the open, look for nice 7 to 10 point flush. Then watch for bottom curl bounce on it. So let's see. I read the news on Moderna this morning before market open, and they had bad news. They had 2 downgrades that I saw. They weren't tier 1, so it wasn't going to be major, but I knew it was going to probably go downside on it. But I knew I could get a pop from shorts covering, like AJ always talks about in the morning. So I always try to play that. And look, honestly, I could have played the downside move, but I don't know. I don't really like playing heavy anymore past 9 when the momentum and volume drops off. Just got burned too many times and threw away my morning bell gains, you know. So right here it was kind of like too late. I could have really played the puts here at 9, but I didn't. I just played the calls on this shorts covering pretty much. So really jumped the gun again today, and luckily I didn't get burned. But to go over it, I bought 4 15 calls, like this week's expiration, so they expire today, which you should never play past 11. So you have like 3 hours to play this week's contracts that expire for the day. So I bought them at 520, and on my thing here it does say 5.2 limit. So I put a limit order at 520, bought in at 830.42, so it was almost 831. I waited almost this whole minute, but you know, I saw it break this and I took it. I just made a video about jumping the gun and being hasty, and I did it again, and I'm really lucky this time that I didn't get burned, because it did pop and I could have made money, but I would have had to hold it. It's just, you kind of want more confirmation than this. Like, really, I should have, like, that was at 8:30. I should have bought it at 8:37, you know, but I bought it at 8:30, right at market open, almost 8:31, like right here is when I bought it. Like, and you can see it should break and confirm break. So it just, market makers were just pulling it and yanking it all over the place. I mean, it was crazy. And at 8:32, I ended up selling it right here. Bought it for 520. I sold it for an average of 607. So I ended up getting 870 profit. So that was 1 minute 50 seconds and 870 profit. So how it did that was I did a limit sell for a certain price. and it was 6:55. So I set it like right away, right at 8:30. You know, I'm in by 8:31. I set the limit sell. It's not filling. It's not filling. I see it tanked this much. I'm down. But right here I see it go up, and all of a sudden it spikes and fills 7, but 3 of them didn't fill. So right here was 7 filled at 6:55, and the rest didn't fill. 3 didn't fill. So I immediately went on my option chain, and I, as quick as I could, hit cancel replace, and just set it for 495, which was near the spread, and I knew it would fill. So I took a loss on those. I ended up losing $25 on each on the last 3. So I lost 75, but I had already won 945 from those 7. I made $135 on each contract. So I didn't capture all 945 because I lost that 75 from losing 25 times 3. So I made 870 overall. If say I did get filled though at 655 minus 520, say which usually happens, you would get filled on all 10. Would have made 1,350. But the reason why I'm telling you this is because if you don't get filled and you just sit there and watch it, good luck. Yeah, you're right, I probably would have got out, but say it starts tanking into oblivion, even though I captured a $945 profit, I'm still 520 times 3, I still have $1,500 on the line that's just sitting there. So I just changed cancel replace, set limits of 495, and just got out of the trade. And I'll take the 870. You can't look at loss on those 3. I had already got $945 in captured gains. I was just gonna take what I could get. And an interesting little fact on how horrible Webull spreads and fills are. I pulled up the let's see, the MRNA 415 calls options contract chart. So you can see it right here. Here's market open. It says 9:31. It's showing Eastern time, where New York's at. I'm in Central time. So this is right when I bought it. Well, it shows this is from the day prior. So yeah, right here. And I sold it right within these. But look, so I put it right here. Look how horrible the spreads are. It's at 757 high and 357 low, right? So just look at these numbers: 757, 357. I bought at 520, and it filled at 607. So look what time I filled at 607. At 8:32, 607 average. By 8:32 on Webull, you're looking at a 247 to 499 at that time. So what I did wasn't even possible on Webull. Would have just been absolutely torn apart on Webull. So, and they don't have market buy. Sometimes, for MRNA, I don't like using market buy because they have massive spreads. I always do a limit buy, but yeah. They took away the market buy option on Webull. So, but another thing to notice in this trade, I did the math on it. Max threshold for your spread should be 10%. And at this point, 757 to 357, that if your max spread should be $75, the spread on this contract at 8:30 was $400. That's a 52% spread. So if you're not aware of these spreads and you do market buy, are you ready for a 52% spread? $400 spread. So you buy this thing at the top, and now you buy 10 of them at the top, you're down $4,000. Say you spent $7,500, and now you're down $4,000. So that's what a big, nice, opened up spread can do for you. But I took advantage of the spread, and I did a limit buy and got filled, right here. Look, At the time of the buy, the spread's highest bid was 5.00, and I put in a limit buy for 0.20 over highest bid. So I, like, luckily got filled, and if I didn't, I would have just X'd out of it. So luckily, I mean, I got filled, and I tried to take advantage of the spread, which is what I did. So did a limit buy for 520 and got filled. So that's what I did. That's how the trade went. I'll take the 870. It tanked after, you know, so obviously I'm getting in and out of this. So that's how it went. Hope y'all have a great weekend and y'all enjoy this video. Let me know what you think.